parenting has no script. But when things get crazy, it sure makes one wild show. Welcome to the Crazy Parenting channel, Tilda. When others are fast asleep, the moon bear quietly appears. He doesn't speak, he doesn't get close. He simply paints stories on leaves. He leaves his thoughts for those who can truly see. The forest is lively in the day, but he never shows himself. He can listen, he can smile, but he always feels different. No one knows a painter lives in the night forest. Until one day a real audience arrived. It decided to meet this hidden friend. As the sun rose, Chirpy the little bird began its morning mission. It found a strange leaf with a painting unlike anything it had seen. It showed a little bear hiding in the corner of the scene. No one knew who he was, only the stars and night wind knew he'd been here. Chirpy decided to find the painter. It flew past every tree, searching for traces that matched the art. Then, some leaves whispered to it, "You're getting close." Chirpy took a deep breath, ready to meet the friend of the night. He never thought someone would actually notice his paintings. But that day, a beam of light flew in. And for the first time, someone said those words to him. His heart wasn't used to being seen. But that reply, it was warmer than sunlight. For the first time, the moon bear didn't lower his head. That night, they opened a new world together. They spoke and laughed more than the stars in the sky. He painted moments no one else knew about. That sentence felt like soft wings touching his heart. He used to think joy only belonged in the corners. Sometimes, we just don't realize how much we matter. It was the first time he saw himself from a different angle. A new story began. With one single painting. He painted the sun. And he painted himself. Standing under its light. This time, he placed himself in the center of the picture. The painted leaves were blown from the cave. And into the eyes of others. Someone asked, "Why is he secretly painting us?" Misunderstandings, like fallen leaves, quietly pile up if no one clears them. A pair of wings heard the whispers in the wind. The forest's scent had changed. Even Moon Bear could tell. A friend's reminder is honest, like moonlight. He was only painting his longing in color. But others misunderstood. Sometimes, the bravest brush isn't held in your hand. It's in your heart. That morning, Moon Bear stood at the cave's edge. Like standing on a line inside his heart. Being brave doesn't always mean walking out alone. The first step is the heaviest. And also the lightest. He stepped out. Not to change anyone. But to let himself be seen. He didn't run or hide. He simply looked at them gently. Some voices were no longer doubt, but invitation. Being understood doesn't always need perfect words. In the morning light, he was no longer the hiding moon bear. He was everyone's friend. Before, he painted alone. Now, they paint together. Even imperfect marks can create something beautiful. Every mistake can become a dancing step. It wasn't just a picture. It was a world they created together. The forest became art. And the art became part of the forest. From now on, This wasn't just someone's story. The story doesn't end on one page. Because the act of painting is the most beautiful reunion. When everyone falls asleep, the wind begins to read the picture. One page, then two. The painted leaves rise and become letters in the wind. They fly over forests, across rivers, carrying the story far away. Every eye that sees them stops for a moment to think. The story will find hearts that were once afraid. Because it's not the hands that paint, it's the heart. One picture brought the forest closer together. This is his exhibition, a forest that feels like a hug. Nighttime is when the heart speaks in whispers. Some questions exist just to open our hearts. The brush was his language all along. Listening matters more than having all the answers. A true friend doesn't need you to be perfect, just real. In that moment, he was no longer afraid of being seen. Even quiet art can light up many hearts. From then on, the moon was no longer lonely. Because he had a sky full of starry friends. Morning came again. But this time, it was different. His paintings no longer belonged to the night. And no longer just to him. Every morning is a brand new canvas. This time, he wasn't just a part of the picture. He was the one, inviting others in. The picture wasn't just scenery. It was a poem from the heart. The forest didn't change. But because of them, it grew brighter. He didn't leave the past behind. He simply chose to walk into the now. From this day on, he no longer hides. He shines with everyone. Subscribe and leave a comment. Have you gone a little crazy too? Thanks for watching. More wild parenting moments updated weekly. Subscribe vertical bar, like vertical bar, share your family's meltdown moments.